Hi students, today we are going to talk about simple, compound and complex sentences. So first we need to understand what a simple, compound or complex sentence is. As the simple sentence says, it's simple. Like look at the title, simple sentence. It conveys single thought or single idea. For example, she left the school. It's very easy to identify subject, verb and predicate, and it conveys single thought. He is playing cricket. Now, both the sentences are the examples of simple sentence. So, what a simple sentence is? A simple sentence conveys a single thought or single idea. It has the subject, verb, and predicate. It is also known as an independent clause because it conveys only single idea. Now, look at the compound sentence. Now the word compound itself suggests made up of two. Now made up of two. Two what? Made up of two independent clauses. Independent clauses. And here I'll give you a very simple tip. How can you identify a compound sentence? A compound sentence will always have fan voice conjunction in it. F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. If you find any one of these conjunctions in the sentence, you can identify that this is a compound sentence. Now we'll look at some of the examples. He went to the park and played with his friends. Look at another example. She worked hard but couldn't pass the entry test. Now if you analyze both the sentences, he went to the park, played with his friend, and it is combined with conjunction and that is fan voice conjunction. She worked hard, she couldn't pass the entry test, and it is combined with but. Now both the clauses are independent. If you remove or if you omit and but, still the sentences will make up a sense. He went to the park, he played with his friends. She worked hard, she could not pass the entry test. So in compound sentences, both the clauses are independent. They don't depend upon each other. If you separate them, both will make sense. Now look at the examples of complex sentences. Now complex, the name itself suggests that it is difficult to understand. Complex, if something is complex, it means it is made up of many parts. Okay. Though it is not made up of many parts, it contains one independent clause. It may contain, okay, it may contain one independent clause and one or two dependent clauses. It might be one dependent clause or two dependent clauses. When you look at the example, you'll be able to understand. The boy didn't attend the class because he was sick. Since you didn't invite me, I had left the party. Okay. Now, you need to understand what a main clause or independent clause is. Independent clause, it refers to the clause which can stand independently. Like the boy didn't attend the class. Now, this is the main clause or the independent clause. The boy didn't attend the class. But if you separate it from the subordinate clause, the main clause will make sense. But if you read this part, because he was sick, it doesn't make sense until or unless it is joined with the main clause. Since you didn't invite me, if you read it separately, it won't make proper sense until or unless it is added up with the main clause, I had left the party. Now here you have to keep one point in mind. If your sentence starts with the subordinate clause, you have to separate the subordinate clause with the comma from the main clause. But if your sentence starts with the main clause, you don't need to put in a comma to separate it from the subordinate clause. Only when the sentence starts with the subordinate clause, you need to put in a comma to separate it from the main clause. So here is a quick recap. What are simple, compound and complex sentences? A simple sentence, it contains a subject and a predicate and it expresses a complete thought. Then compound sentence, it is made up of two or more independent clauses and clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction. This point is very important. These are known as, this fan voice conjunctions, these are known as coordinating conjunctions. And in complex sentences, clauses are joined with subordinating conjunctions. And there are so many subordinating conjunctions like while, after, because, in order to, as, since, etc. All these are known as subordinating conjunctions. So you have to keep in mind a compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses. Both can stand independently without depending upon each other and they are joined by coordinating conjunctions. Whereas complex sentence is made up of one independent clause and one or two dependent clauses are there in the sentence, and dependent clauses they depend upon the independent clause. They cannot make sense. So, and another point that you can keep in mind to identify the complex sentence, that it starts with the subordinating conjunction. Okay, it would have a subordinating conjunction in it. Look at this example. The boy didn't attend the class because he was sick. Now here, because is subordinating conjunction. So this is an example of complex sentence. Since you didn't invite me, I had left the party. Since is subordinating conjunction. Hopefully you understand today's lecture. Thank you.